Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you're doing well and keeping safe. Today we're going to look at the infamous concept of tax. Get some paper, a pen, and we'll begin. Remember we spoke a little bit about tax in the offset account mini-series? Well, today I'm going to try and give you a bit more of a vivid understanding. Tax is a bit of a tricky concept, so I'm going to break it down into a tax mini-series. Today, I'm just going to give you a brief overview of taxation. There are two types of tax, direct and indirect. Let's look at direct first. But before we do that, why do we actually pay tax and who collects it? The answer is the government collects tax. As for why, well, how do governments even make money? And besides, where do we get all these facilities such as public schools, hospitals, roads? Tax comprises of the money that goes into these public facilities. Now, back to direct tax. Direct tax is the money that you pay to the government directly from what you earn. Even direct tax can be broken into two types, income tax and corporate tax. Income tax is something that everyone has to pay, and it is essentially a percentage of whatever you earn, and that goes to the government. Now, the problem that arises here is, what if I don't have enough money? And what about the people that have so much money? This is where the idea of a progressive taxation system comes in. I'll go through it in a lot more detail in coming videos, but for now, just keep in your mind the idea that people who earn more money have to pay more tax. Now to corporation tax, the other type of direct tax. It's literally the same concept, apart from the idea that businesses as a whole have to pay a percentage of their profits to the government. Let's take Sophie. She might be paying 20% income tax on her personal earnings, but she works for a retail business, and this business has to pay 30% corporation tax. That's how they're different. With corporate tax, there's no progressive taxation system, so every business, big or small, has to pay the same percentage of tax. That's direct tax for you. Now to indirect tax. This is the tax that is paid on our goods and services that we consume to satisfy our needs and wants. The main form of this is GST, which stands for, you guessed it, Goods and Services Tax. It works differently in every country. So in Australia, say if you're buying a necklace for $70, then that $70 price tag will already have GST included in it. Let's say you're buying that same necklace in the US and it costs $100 US. But the shopkeeper may ask you to pay an extra 10% as GST. So you're actually going to have to pay $110. Sometimes it's included and sometimes it's not. It works differently all around the world, but indirect tax is always collected. There's your brief overview on taxation. Rest assured, I'm going to go into a lot more detail as the series progresses. Make sure you leave any questions or potential suggestions if you have any in the comments down below. It's time for us to know how to manage our money and pay our tax.